particularly recursive functions. You should
This
able
call
to
is now being recorded.
implement the recursive functions, thinking every program recursively. And third thing is what? Uh, the third place is what? Where one can improve logic. I told you last class. One is your control structures, where a lot of programs you'll find, and you should able to
Yes.
implement that. Second one is your functions, particularly recursive functions, thinking in recursively every application or every program, if possible. Third place is what? Strings.
Strings.
Very good. Strings. I told you that people also enjoy about doing the programs on strings, because a lot of funny things we can do using strings, and doing that funny things and implementing them improvise the logic. So that's why I'm asking. We are about to finish the control structures. So particularly triple EC people, please respond in the WhatsApp. If you want few programs to be explained by using control structures, then of course we'll spend one class on it. The next immediate class I will spend on that only, explaining about various programs, thinking about the program, how that program is implemented in that way. Likewise, okay. So today we'll start. We'll continue our control structures itself. In the last class, we have seen that three different types of loops in C language we have. What are they? While loop, for loop, and do while. And I even told you that why three different loops have been designed by Ritchie. Which particular loop, when we have to use, that also I explained it through certain programs. I mean, three programs I have taken. One program which is more suitable by implementing, by using while loop, and some programs are suitable by using for loop, and some are do while. So whether you remember or not, theoretically I'll overall explain once again that while loops are implemented, or the programs suitable for while loop are that the variable which actually involves in the logic itself controls the loop, like as reversing a number, finding the number of digits in a what's a number. Likewise, when you are doing such type of programs, it's better for this type of programs you be use what? While loop. So I repeat, while loop is used where a variable which is important, upon which we are applying that some operations, itself also controls the loop. That means that same variable involves in the logic as well as also controls the loop. So loop counter, as a loop counter we can take. So that is what the more suitable loop for such a programming is while loop.
While loop, sir.
Second, yeah, yes, Amma. And come to the for loop here, counter. Suppose we have, you know that how many times you want to execute your loop. Say, for example, you want to execute your loop 10 times or 20 times as a count based loop, counter based loop. So in that case, we use for loop. And third one is what? Do while. For do while, we use for what, Amma? Anyone? I told you that more suitable control structure do while is used for which type of programs?
Menu.
Menu driven applications. Then generally we find that menu, everybody expects that it has to be displayed at least once. If the menu item is liked by the user, then the menu item will be selected. If none of the items in the menu are liked by the user, then simply you don't want to execute or you don't want to continue. But the menu has to be presented to the user at least once. In that case, better use what? The do while. So these are the three loops and their respective syntaxes. Flowchart wise also we discuss. So let us go for the two more things. This is what? Break and continue. The break statement already we discussed in switch case structure, right? Now the same break and continue statements, how they are useful in loop control structures, that we'll see. We know when you are writing a loop, generally it executes based on the condition. The condition until it becomes what's up false, it go on executes the body. But the situation may come where we expect that loop has to be terminated in the middle, or we may even expect that certain actions should not be continued. So likewise, situations may arise where we need the loop to be braked or to be continued. In that case, we use these statements. So for example, a scenario is there in front of you, the break statement when we use. Suppose we are writing a program to search for a particular number among 10,000 numbers. So obviously, you are interested in searching for a particular number. out of 10,000 numbers. Sorry, 1,000 numbers. That means what? The loop has to be continued 1,000 times. And what we came to know that in the 10th iteration, we found the desired number. So after 10th iteration or the 10th iteration, we got our number which we are expecting. So are you going to continue the loop for remaining 990 number of times? Because you are indirectly wasting your CPU time if you do so. See, scenario, let me again once explain that. Say out of 1,000 numbers, we are interested in searching for a particular number. So obviously we write a loop which continues 1,000 times. But in the body of the loop, at the 10th iteration, when the body of the loop is executing one by one up to 1,000 number of times, at the 10th iteration, we have found the desired number. So if it is the case, are you going to still continue? Because whatever that you are expected that you got it. At the 10th iteration, you got it. So are you going to continue further? No, no one will expect that to be, the body has to be continued further. That means what? The remaining 990 number of times you don't want to continue anymore. So in that case, we have to break after the desired results have been achieved. So there, that is a situation where we use break. Okay, Amma, so Meghana, some disturbance I'm finding. Just mute your mic. Okay, thank you. So that's what the break statement importance. Similarly, the break statement is encountered within the loop. The program control immediately breaks the loop and resumes the execution with the statement followed the loop. Yeah, it completely breaks the loop. Remaining iterations, whatever that are left, they will not be executed anymore. Rather, your control will come out of the loop body, and after the loop, whatever the general statements or other statements we have, they will be continually executed. So that's what the very important or statement called break and its importance. We have seen that break statement is also used in switch case structure. Similarly, the break statement, whenever you have decided to use it, has to be used along with the conjunction with condition. That means what? Generally, when we are using break or continue, we use them along with what's the if condition. Along with the if condition, the break and continue statements, of course, we use. So that's what the importance of break. Then what about the continue? On the other hand, what this particular statement will do means the continue statement is used to permanently end the current iteration and move on the next iteration. That means what? Your loop will not be break, your loop will not be stopped, it will continue, but rather by leaving the remaining statements, okay, the control will go to the condition or increment or decrement. So when the continuous statement is encountered in the loop, all the statements after the continuous statement are omitted and the loop continues with the next iteration. So iterations will be continued. Rather, if any work is there within the body of the particular loop, that work will not be continued anymore. So work will not be executed. Rather, the continue, what it will do, it will take the counter to either increment or condition check. That means it will continue for the next iteration by leaving the remaining statements without executing. So that's what about the importance of continue. So again, that continue also, as I told you, that we have to use it along with the if condition only. So when the continue statement is encountered in the now the difference is here. Break anyhow, whether you are using it in while loop or you are using it in do while or for, ultimately your loop will be breaked, your loop will be stopped. Whereas the continue statement, as I told you, it will do its work by remaining by stopping the remaining things and continuing the loop. But the difference here, when you are using the continue statement in while or do while, the control is transferred to the test condition. Remember, the control is transferred to the test condition and the loop as usual will continue. Whereas when you are using it in for loop with the proper syntax, then the continue statement is encountered, the control is transferred to the update expression. That means what? Either increment or decrement. It will take you to the increment or decrement statement. This is the major difference between the while, do while, and for loop when we are using continue. Continue will work while do in do while in one way and in for loop in another way. In while and do while, continue statement, when it is encountered, it will test the condition. That means control will go to test the condition. Whereas in for loop, when we are using the continue and when it is encountered, your control will not go to the test condition, rather it will go to increment decrement statement. So this was that very important difference that we have to observe. when we are using continuous statement in while and do while loop as well as for loop. So let us see that small demo of your break and continue statements. Here in the first half, the left side, I'm continuing my iteration up to 0 to 10, and every time I'm incrementing. And if I found that I is 0, sorry, when I become 4, then we don't want to continue anymore. We want to break. And after that if condition, we are writing the printf statement. Of course, remember that printf is within the loop only. It is. So what is the output here? Let us see that. I initially 0. See that on my left side program I am explaining here. I is 0, and that will be compared with the 10 condition. That is 0 less than 10 condition is true. Because condition is true, it will get into the body, and in the body we have first statement, which is if condition. Checking once again the condition by replacing the I value. What we have here, 0 is that equal to 4? It's a double equal, amma. Okay, is that 0 is equal to 4? No, condition is false. Therefore, the break statement will not be encountered. Rather, it will come out of the if condition, and if any other statements within the loop we have, of course, we have printf statement that will be printed. So that means I value will be printed with 0. Then the control will go to increment, that is I plus plus. So I will become 1 obviously, and 1 less than 10 is again true, condition is true again. So again it will get into the body, but again the if condition is false because 1 is not equal to 4. So print I value. So I will be printed by 1. Then I gets incremented 1 plus 1, that is 2, because I plus plus we are writing. And 2 less than 10 is again true. So it will get into the body. 2 is that equal to 4? No, amma. So therefore it will go to the printf statement, will print the I value, that is 2. Then I gets incremented, it will come 3. And when 3 less than 10 is also true. And in the if condition, 3 is not equal to 4. If condition is false, therefore print will be printed. So as a result, you will get 3 also. Then I gets incremented to 4. Now let us see what actually happens when I become 4. 4 less than 10, condition for the loop is true. So therefore, control will get into the body, and 4 is equal to 4 this time. This time the if condition is true. For the remaining 4, it was false. For 0, for 1, for 2, for 3, for these values of I, the if condition was false. That's why it has printed that I values starting from 0 to 3. But when I has become 4, condition is true. Because of if condition is true, so break is encountered, because the break is the body of the if condition. Now, what this break will do? It simply breaks the loop. That means, can anybody tell me how many iterations are left actually to execute? But the break condition, because of which the loop is completely terminated. So, how many remaining are there?
In 5 iterations.
Remaining 5 iterations. That means we are able to stop the number of iterations. If I eliminate the if condition, you know that it starts printing 0 to 9. Am I right? Okay, so 10 times it basically prints starting from 0 ending with 9. But what we able to do, we able to control the loop with the help of the break. We break the loop in the middle only because of our desired condition within the if is encountered. And when that is encountered, the break is also simultaneously will get incremented, because break is the body of the if, and it breaks the loop here. The break statement will terminate the loop here. That's what the break, importance of break. Same code, instead of break, this time I'm using continue. So one can easily guess, when I become 4, if condition is true, as a result, the body of the if condition will be executed, it will continue. So that means the printf will not print that particular I value, which is 4 basically. So instead, that continue, what it will do, because of we are using the for loop here, the continue will take your control to increment. That is what I plus plus, not the test condition. If it is a while loop, it could have what's taken to you to the condition. Rather, we are using a for loop. Just I told you that the difference of continue using in for loop as well as do while. So this time, since we are using it in for loop, your continue, when it is encountered, your control will take you to the increment position. So as a result, I gets incremented, it will become 5. And from 5 to remaining all the values, if condition is not again true, therefore, every time the printf which prints I value will be continued. So thus, if you see the output here, 4 is missing there. Observe that 0 is printed because for 0 if condition is false, for 1, for 2, for 3, up to these 4 values if condition is false. But when I has become 4, the continue is encountered, and because of continue is encountered, remaining work is stopped in the middle. Remaining means the printf statement, all other whatever that we have, if after continue statement. Even if lo rasnagani, if you are writing some statements within the if after continue, that statements also will not be executed. So all they will be skipped. Your control will go towards an increment, and as usual will continue. The loop will continue as usual. That part only will not be executed. So thus, if you observe the output in which we didn't get 4, rather we got 3 directly, and then from 5 onwards, the remaining values we got. So thus 0 to 9 is an output without 4 values. So this was the overall difference between break and continue statements when they are used in loops. But when these two are used, a small question, loop control structures, likewise in if conditions as well as switch case, we know we can write them nested. I mean, nested if conditions we can write, nested switch case structures we can write. Similarly, the loops also can be nested. That means one loop we can write it in another, and there is no limit for nesting of the loops. N number of loops you can nest. Okay, that means writing one if in for one for in another for, or one for in another while. So likewise, a mixture of all the loops, and they can be nested. So assume that there are two loops are there for loops. One is a main loop and the other one is inner loop. And in the inner loop, we are writing break or even continue. So tell me the answer, is your break or continue statements will affect on the outer loop, or it affects on the inner loop? Of course, we will discuss in detail, but because of the topic has encountered here, that's why briefly I'm explaining. There are two loops are there for loops, say inner and outer. And in the inner, I am writing an if condition. Assume that it is true. And whenever if condition is true, I'm interested in writing the break or continue. Assume that I have written break. So the break or continue, whatever that you have written within that inner loop if condition, the break and continue statements affect on which loop? Are they going to show the effect on inner loop, or they are going to show the effect on outer loop?
Inner loop.
Inner loop, sir.
Yes, Amma. That is very important here. That when whichever the loop you are writing these statements, that loop only will get affected. If you are having 4, 5, whatever it may be, the number of loops, whatever that in the or nested we have the loops, in whichever the loop you are writing the break or continue, on that particular loop only they show their effect. So that's what important thing to be remembered. Okay, so that's what about the so break and continue statements. Hope that you understand. It's very simple actually. A few things only we have to remember. On which loop they are going to show their effect, and how break show its effect, and how continue show its effect on the loop. Now let us go for the nested loop. Just now I told you that nesting is possible. The loop nesting is possible. We can write one loop in another. Likewise, the nesting can be up to any level. So any number of can be defined inside the another loop. The nesting level can be defined at n times. Remember, no limit. It depends upon our application that. And the overall syntax, if we see, it looks like this. Only two loops are used here. Outer loop is one, then begin. Inner loop is there. Again, begin, the body of inner loop, and the body of outer loop. And placing the body of inner loop obviously should be inner only, but the outer loop before inner loop or after inner loop we can place. Here in my syntax, what I did is the outer loop statements, whatever that we have, I kept it after the execution of the inner loop. Otherwise, what you can do, the outer loop statements, whatever that we have, the body of the outer loop, we can write it in the beginning, in the before your inner loop, and then you can start inner loop. So likewise, the outer loop body can be written either before inner loop or after inner loop. So that's what the syntax of your the overall loops which can be nested. And all the three, of course, we can nest them. For loop, we can nest while as well as do while. ఇక్కడ కొద్దిగా టైపింగ్ ఎర్రర్ ఉందమ్మా. ఫర్ ఈస్ క్యాపిటల్ ఎఫ్ పడింది, సో వీ కెన్ కరెక్ట్ ఇట్. సో ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఆఫ్ నెస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ఫర్ లూప్ హియర్, హౌ వీ కెన్ నెస్ట్ ఫర్ లూప్స్. సో ఫర్ initialization condition increment decrement is the outer loop here. Begin, within that body of the outer loop we are having one more loop here, that is for loop again. initialization, condition, increment, decrement, and then body of the inner loop, and then outer loop. So the same we can of course imagine in while as well as do while. But the difficulty is that the number of statements obviously will get increased when we are talking about the while and do while. This is what one more difference here. We can say that when to use for loop and when to use do while and while. So if you are counter based application you are writing, then the best way is you better write that for loops only, because all the three statements in for loop we write them in a same line. As a result of that, the complexity of the your program will get reduced. That number of statements will get reduced. But whereas if you are planning the counter based applications by using do while or while, they take a lot of statements. The number of statements get incremented. So we may even get sometimes confused that which one is initialization statement for which loop, and which where to raise the increment, decrement, where to raise condition, and all that confusion will be there if you are using suppose while and do while. So this is what the nesting of while and do while syntax is. Initialization, the main one. While condition is what the outer loop condition, and then immediately I'm starting the inner loop with initialization. While condition is inner loop condition, and then the body of the inner loop, and within the body of the inner loop here we also have increment, decrement, and then I'm closing the inner loop. Then outer loop will get start. The body of the outer loop we write, and we write increment, decrement for the outer loop, and then we close the outer loop. So the same we can imagine the do while also. You just observe that easy. It is easy. Thing is that it should be carefully we have to handle the do while and while when we are writing, because just now I told you that number of statements get increased. So this is what about the syntaxes for the nested loop. And remember, I told you even that also that suppose in the mixture of the loops you can make, and we can nest the loops with the mixing of all the types of loops. For loop within which inner loop can be while, or outer loop if it is while, then inner loop we can write it as a for loop. So likewise, we can mix all the loops. Not a rule that the inner loop for a file for loop should be for only. For a undalani ledu. External loop అనేది for ఉంటే internal loop can be what's a while or do while. Similarly, vice versa, while loop if it is an external loop, then internal loop can be for loop or do while. So likewise. So what about the nesting of loops here? So a simple example I'm demonstrating where I'm interested in printing the multiplication table of 10 by 10. 10 by 10 multiplication table means there are two loops I'm using and they are counter based. That's why best for me is to use for loop. So outer loop for is initially starting with 1 and less than or equal to 10. That means the outer loop continues 10 times. And in the body of the outer loop, I'm writing inner loop for that also continues with 1 to 10 times. With the loop counter j, out external loop counter is I, inner loop counter is j. And that I into j value, whatever that I'm getting, the product of the two, I'm printing it with the tab, with the tab, I mean, with the gap. So, and then every time I want the things to be printed in new line. Okay, so this printf should be inside the for loop again. It should not be outside. Again, there is a typographic error. Printf I have written it after the two for loops. So there is no use. The printf to be inside the inner or outer loop. So that's what about the example of nested loop. Here one more example also I have placed. Finding of the prime numbers within the range of 2 to 100. But this explanation I will do it in the next class, because as I just now I told to that EC triple people that we'll practice few questions, few programs on the loops here. So that at that time I'll tell you about the logic behind its prime number. In this also I'm demonstrating about how one can use the nested of loops. Yeah. Main loop will simply pass the numbers from starting 2 to 100, and the inner loop will test the passed value by that external loop is prime or not. So the main logic is within the inner loop here. And in the external loop duty is to simply pass the numbers for testing whether that passed number is prime or not. So this is what about the nested loop here. Now, before we start our MCQs, let us start discussing about few things for loop here. As per the syntax of for loop, we have seen that the initialization, condition, and increment, decrement, generally we write them in the same line. But the syntax is what? Initialization, after completion of it, we have to terminated with the semicolon. Condition also should be terminated with the semicolon, and then increment decrement. But after increment decrement, you should not keep any semicolon. So within the for loop, we always find two semicolons. One will terminate the initialization condition, the other semicolon terminates the condition. So the variation within this for loop, we can do it a lot. So there are all the examples I have placed here. One can easily understand. The first for loop where I is equal to 10 and condition is directly I only without any words of logical condition, then I minus minus. I'm decrementing the I value. So that's what every time I'm printing the I value I'm expecting to show. Can anybody tell me what is the output of this one, sir? I is 10.
10 to 1, sir.
10,
9,
9,
7. 10 to 1, sir.
Yeah, ma. The time will come where I will become 0, and that when 0 is placed there, 0 condition is what? As per the C language, 0 stands for false.
False.
So therefore, it will not print the body of that one. Second one, something I have written like this. Is that valid, Amma? Because
Yes.
condition always should be in the middle.
No, sir.
Condition should be always in the middle. Is that correct?
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, Amma?
Sir, one doubt. Like, it is wrong, but we are using I and J both. But in this, we are. Sir, is it possible like this?
That's what I'm asking. That if
No,
you see
this-
the paragraph,
this-
the following are perfect. I wrote that following are perfect, so they work. Observe carefully. Your observation is correct. Condition I have written it, but the condition I am writing it with the I loop. I mean with the counter called I. It is not a loop counter. Your loop is controlled by which variable?
J, sir.
Very good. I didn't specify. I agree that I didn't specify what is the J is holding. Okay. So J initially it is 5, which I am using it as a condition. I am least bothered about what's at that I, where I am writing. Because my loop counter is J, which is controlling the loop. Okay. We'll guess what could be the output of this one. Then the third one, you see this. I can even write the printf statement, okay, anywhere, not only here, anywhere I can write the printf statement. In the initialization stage, I can write the printf statement. Even scanf also I can write. Condition place also I can write the printf statement. Increment decrement place also I can write the printf statement. That's what the third example. And in the fourth example, see that the scanf I'm writing in the initialization stage, condition and increment I'm keeping them as usual. All are possible. All they work perfectly. Okay, that's what we'll see in MCQs. Just I asked about the answer for the first question. Remaining all you can take them as what's MCQs. Now multiple initializations are also possible for the for loop here. But when we are doing that multiple initializations or multiple incrementation, decrementations, even multiple conditions and all, okay, it should have what's a comma operator. But we'll see that can we use the multiple conditions with a comma operator? If so, what is the result? But anyhow, this is what the way where these two types of loops at the bottom, multiple initializations for loop is possible. And of course, for that one, we have to use what's a comma, not only initializations for increment, decrement, even we'll check for the condition also. Okay, so comma is important here. You see the first one, I is equal to 1, comma j is equal to 2. I'm using the two variables, I and j, but the loop is controlled by j. Similarly, in the second for loop here, again I is equal to 1, j is equal to 2 are the two variables with the comma separated, and increment decrement also they are separated by comma. So say j plus plus comma I plus plus. So likewise we can do multiple what's that initialization, and even the multiple increment decrements also we can do. So these are the few things. The continuation of the for loop only. I'm just
Sir?
demonstrating those. Yes, Amma.
Just like second one, once again, can you explain, sir?
Yeah.
Second.
Yeah, tell me.
Second one, sir. Here, I is condition now, sir. It is checking the condition.
Yeah.
That statement valid? How can you explain it, sir, please?
Yeah. Just now I told you that loop is controlled with what? Are you controlling
Loop,
the
sir.
loop with I?
J.
J. Fine. So I less than 4, assume that I is something. We are least bother. I is equal to 4 something. Okay. So there I less than 4 is some value you will get. maybe true or false, whatever it may be. That means 1 or non-zero, 0 or non-zero, whatever it may be. But after that, for initialization, it will go to the condition. Okay, condition j is equal to 5. J is equal to 5 means j is assigned to 5, and there the condition is evaluated to what?
True.
True. So therefore, that I will be printed as a result. Sorry, of course I will be printed, and I ఏదో 1 or 2 ఏదో అనుకోమ్మా అక్కడ. So అయితే మనం ఇన్స్టాల్ చేసాం, that will be printed. Then where the control will go?
J equal to
j equal to 0.
J is equal to 0. So J is equal to 0 లో ఏమవుతుంది? J assigned to 0. Okay, and there if it is multiple equal, బహుశా మల్టిపుల్ సింగిల్ ఈక్వల్ చూడాలి, అక్కడ ఎర్రర్ వస్తుంది ఏమని? If it is single equal, 0 is equal to 5 is not correct valid statement, L value required వస్తుంది. అవునా? అవునా అమ్మా?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
If it is double equal, then
Then it is a condition.
condition will be checked. As a result of that,
Will result
False.
true or false?
result is true or false. If it is false, will come out of the loop. The only concentration what we have to do is whether loop is controlled with what, sir? Which variable, and if it is a variable, is that properly going to be executed or not? That we have to check. అదే ఇప్పుడు ఎంసీక్యూలో చేస్తామమ్మా. విల్ డూ దట్ ఇన్ ది ఎంసీక్యూస్. క్లియరా?
Yes, sir.
If it is single equal, it throws error because j is equal to 0 is assigned. As a result, when it is 0 is equal to 5, no meaning. Okay na? Okay na ma? Because
sir. Yes, sir.
L value required an error వస్తుంది. If it is double equal, then of course it will become false. As a result, we come out of the loop, and we are least further about the I less than 4 statement. Okay. Okay.
Yes, sir. Got it.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now tell me one by one the outputs of all this. I kept the initialization outside of in the left more example. I can keep that the initialization outside, like as how we do it in while as well as in do while also. But still I'm maintaining the semicolon. That is very important. So what is the output you are going to get?
1, 2, 3,
1,
4.
2, 3. Sir.
4, 5. Up to 5 it will print.
Yes, sir.
Now at the right side you see initialization I kept it outside the for loop, but after that also I kept semicolon, and incrementation is there, but this time I'm eliminating the, so not incrementation, condition is there, but the incrementation I'm keeping it outside the loop. Outside the loop means within the body of the loop, not within the syntax. But even in that case also I have to maintain semicolon. So for this for loop, exactly only we have condition, whereas initialization and incrementation are outside that particular for loop part. So exactly this here, the for loop I'm using as if it is working like as a while loop. Avuna kada?
Yes,
The right
sir.
post
Yes,
is
sir.
exactly the syntax of while loop. Okay, it will work here. In this also, it will print what's our
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
1, 2, 3, 4,
Now
5.
the third one, all the three I didn't keep. So this is the example of infinite loop. For loop infinite structure is this one. For semicolon, semicolon. No initialization, no condition, no increment, decrement. And how to control? Of course, within the body, we write the break or otherwise continuous statements properly with the if conditions to stop your loop here. That we can do it. Just a demonstration where the semicolons we can keep by eliminating all the three. That what initialization is not there, condition is not there, and increment, decrement are also not there. And this was the syntax of for loop used as a infinite loop.
Connect loop.
Okay, Nama?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now let us start the MCQs here. Hope that you understand. And the confusions which we just now had will be cleared. Okay. So tell me one by one the outputs of all this. Observe carefully. Observation including semicolons, short circuit evaluations if any are there. Syntactically are we writing correct or not? Everything has to be observed. So what is the output of the first MCQ?
97531.
97531.
97531.
9
First
7.
option, sir.
First option 97531. Any other answers, Amma? Yes, Amma. Any other answer? No answers. Shall we see the answer? It is C,
A,
infinite
sir.
loop. It is C, which is infinite loop. Can anybody?
Yes, sir. When n is decremented, it will never reach 0. So it will go to infinite loop.
See, I started with the odd number. Okay. And decrementing twice అమ్మా ఇక్కడ printf లో డిక్రిమెంట్ చేస్తున్నాను ఇంక్రిమెంట్ డిక్రిమెంట్ స్టేట్మెంట్ కూడా 2 times డిక్రిమెంట్ చేస్తున్నాను రిమెంబర్ వితౌట్ అసైనింగ్ సో దట్ మీన్స్ డిక్రిమెంట్ దిస్ పోస్ట్ డిక్రిమెంట్ ఈజ్ అఫ్ కోర్స్ సేమ్ యాజ్ ప్రీ డిక్రిమెంట్ కానీ డిక్రిమెంటేషన్ ట్వైస్ చేస్తున్నా ఏమైతుందో చూద్దాం ఇనిషియలీ n is equal to 9 it will check with the condition 9 is not equal to 0 condition is true it will get into the body and 9 will be printed. Okay, agree. Then either 9 is going to be printed, yes, 9 only because what's a post increment. And then 9 gets decremented. So it will become 8. And then the control will go to the decrementation statement of the for loop. So once again, the decrement will take place. 7. Okay. And 7 not equal to 0 is also true. So 7 will be printed. Then 7 gets decremented. It will become what?
6.
And for loop lo malli decrementation undi twice decrementation. One decrementation we are writing it in printf, the other decrementation we are writing it in what? For loop. Yeah. So 5. 5 not equal to 0. Then it will become 3. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
3 is not equal to 0. Then it will become what? 1.
1.
1 is not equal to 0. Fine. 1 also will be printed. Then again 2 decrements. 2 decrements.
-1.
Minus once if it is reached to that minus scale, then from minus scale we know that natural number and I mean negative side, it goes to infinite. It never reaches to 0. That means every time condition is true. -1 is not equal to 0. Then -3 is not equal to 0. Then -5 is also not equal to 0. It never reaches to 0. Always not equal to 0 only ne vastadu. And every time condition is always true. So as a result, it will become an infinite loop. Okay, Naman?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Fine. So program goes in an infinite loop because n never never becomes 0. Where n changes like 7, 9, of course, goes on what's up? Negative side. Observe that you are not having 0 there. Condition pratisari true ne. When n becomes 0, then only condition will become false. As a result, control will come out of the for loop. But the control will never get a chance to come out of the for loop because of every time condition is true. Let us go for this one, sir. Very careful observation is required. As I told you that we can do many things in for loop. Here I am using somewhere the printf statement I am using. But the loop counter, what it is, observe carefully. And tell me the correct answer. Is that a compiler error? Generally, we will get compile time error only when we are committing the mistakes in syntax. So if you are finding one of the options as compile time error means observe carefully, are we committed any mistake in syntax or not? So first you observe that syntactically whether the overall program is correct or not. If you are not finding any syntax error, then no problem. The other options from which we have to select one of them. The printf statements are, what are they are? 4 printf statements are there. In the initialization, it prints 1. In the condition, the printf prints 2. In the increment decrement statement, the printf prints 3. and in the body of the for loop, printf prints a caret symbol.
Option D, sir.
B, sir.
Option D, 1, 2, 3.
B, sir.
1, 2, 3.
Option D, sir.
అమ్మా తప్పు చెప్తున్నారు మీరు, ఇంత బ్లండర్ మిస్టేక్ చేయొద్దు. ఆప్షన్
B, sir.
Option
B, sir.
బి. ఆప్షన్ 3 అయితే ఎట్టి పరిస్థితుల్లో రావద్దమ్మా, ఎందుకంటే
A, sir.
It's option A, sir.
1, 2,
Yeah.
and 3, 2, and 3.
First,
and
I would be 0, sir. So it would be printing 1. Then it
Okay.
would be in the condition. 0 less than 2 is true and printf 2. That is also non-zero value. So it would be printed and condition would be true. Then it
Well.
goes to the body. It would be printing that symbol, sir.
caret
Then
symbol. Okay.
Yeah, it will be checking the condition now. Now plus I, it is pre-increment. So 1, it would be becoming 10.
Okay.
Sorry, 1 and
Ah.
3. Then it will be printing 3 now. That condition is also true. It would be printing 3.
Right.
Now, again, it would be checking the condition.
Very
So
good.
here you will be getting 1 less than 2. That is also true.
True.
And 2. 2 would be printed, and again that caret symbol would be printed, and again it would be checking the condition. Now it is 2 and 3. 3 would be printed. So option A is right.
2 is the I value. 2 is the I value.
I
And
value
the
and
printf
It
3
print-
will be printed. Then
Yeah.
by taking that I value 2, it will check the condition I less than 2. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So there the condition is false. As a result, it will come out. Therefore, the answer
Yeah.
is A.
A,
Good.
A is the right.
Good. Answer is A. కానీ ఇక్కడ మళ్ళీ మనం ఏం మిస్టేక్ చేస్తాము మీన్స్ సమ్ టైమ్స్ వి కమిట్ మిస్టేక్ ఆఫ్ ఎలిమినేటింగ్ ద షార్ట్ సర్క్యూట్ ఎవల్యూషన్. I told you short circuit లో ఏమైతుంది, when you are using the logical AND, if the condition first itself is false, it will not go to the printf statement. If the first condition, if it is true, then only it will evaluate the second condition. ఇది కూడా కొద్దిగా జ్ఞాపకం ఉంచుకోవాలి. Okay, the person just now whoever has explained the tracing of that is absolutely right, but remember, okay, sometimes we commit mistake about the printf. Is that printf is going to execute or not? In the case of double ampersand, if the first particular condition is false, it will never execute the second one. That is what your short circuit evaluation I told you. If the first condition is true, then only it will go to the evaluation of the second one. Second one is of course always true because it's a printf statement. It returns some value. So as she explained is absolutely right. First I is equal to 0, that I made it in the initialization stage. When variable is declared, the declaration time only I have initialized that I value 0. So therefore that initialization need not to be placed in the for loop. Instead of that, what I did, I placed a printf statement which obviously prints 1. Now I is 0 and printf prints 1, that I is equal to 0, taking that it will go to the condition. When it is going to the condition, I which is 0 less than 2 is true. Because of it is true, that's why it will go to the second condition to be executed. Second is a statement which is printf, which prints 2. So after this condition, because of its overall true, so it will get into the body of the for where we are printing the caret symbol. So 1, 2 caret till now is printed. Then the control will go to the increment or decrement, the third statement. In the third statement, we are incrementing the I value. Okay, so it will become obviously what's our 1.
1.
And which is true, of course, because of it is true, double ampersand will be evaluated. That means the second part of that also evaluated. Second part which is printf, and it prints 3. So I is holding 1, and followed by that a printf is also encountered which prints 3. So what we got, 1, 2 caret 3. ఇప్పటి వరకు 1, 2 caret 3 అనేది ప్రింట్ అయింది. And I is 1, so it will take and check the condition. 1 is less than 2, it is true. Because of it is true, it will go to the second printf, that is second statement evaluation. Upon evaluating the second one, 2 will be printed. So 1, 2 caret 3, 2 ఇప్పటి వరకు ప్రింట్ అయింది. Condition true కనుక it will get into the body, caret also will be printed. Then it will go to the increment. There I it was 1, now will become 2, and 2 is non-zero value because true. Therefore, we will go to the printf statement which prints 3. But I is 2 here. Let us take this I value and check the condition. 2 less than 2 is false. ఇక్కడ మనం చాలా మంది కమిట్ ఏం చేస్తాం, Okay, conditional రెండు ఉన్నాయి కదా, the same two will be evaluated as a result of that based on the two evaluation values, the body whether it is going to be executed or not అని చూస్తాం. కానీ ఇక్కడ ఏమైంది, I less than 2 అనే వరకు I is already 2 కనుక 2 less than 2 is false. 2 less than 2 is false. So as per the short circuit evaluation, because our C is a smart compiler, it will not evaluate the second half because based on the first half only it has got the final answer. So the final answer condition is false, so it will not get into the body. As a result, we got 1 2 caret 3 2, okay, caret 3, that's all. So this is what the output. And a caution, I wrote that, remember short circuit evaluation, don't forget about the short circuit evaluation. Now let's go to the third one, sir. All of you observe carefully and tell. Very simple it is. Yes, Amma. Are you all working?
Infinite loop, sir.
Infinite loop, sir.
Yes,
One
sir.
answer
Infinite
not
loop.
infinite.
Because
Infinite
it will
loop.
be incremented and convert into odd number value, sir.
Yeah, absolutely right.
It will not touch 10.
Yes, today we have seen that the very first MCQ was also like that. It never reaches to 0. Here also it never reaches to what, sir? 10. Because odd
Okay.
number is initialized. I is equal to 1. And remember the incrementation is there. We are incrementing I value by 2 times. So I, when it is 1, it will come 3. And then what's up? 5, 7,
7,
9,
11.
9, 11. Ante it never reaches to 10. So I always true. I always true. So it is an infinite true. Absolute. A is an answer. Now let's go for this one, sir. Yes, Amma.
So we didn't mention initialization condition, so it may be error.
Yes, sir. At least
Yes,
there should
yes.
have been a
Will get
semicolon.
added.
Only
Yeah.
semicolon at least should be there.
Very good observation, Amma. We should follow the syntax here. I told you that for loop, మీరు 3 రాయకున్నా పర్లేదు. There is no, sir, mandatory case that all the 3 should be present. Okay, ఇందాకనే మనం syntax చూసాం that. For loop, syntax has to be followed. Otherwise, if the syntax is missing out, it throws the error. What is the syntax missing here means, initialization, though you did it outside, yes, Amma, initialization మీరు బయట చేసినా కానీ లోపల ఇనిషియలైజేషన్ లేకున్నా కానీ ఏం చేయాలి? It has to be ended with what? Semicolon.
Semicolon.
I didn't keep semicolon. చాలా మంచి observation ఇది. We commonly commit this mistake. So compile time error you will get, because as per the syntax of for loop, we didn't mention the for loop like that because of semicolon. The first initialization తర్వాత semicolon miss అయిపోయింది. Then what about this one, sir? I is minus 10. You are getting confused. I is initialized, which is holding minus 10. And a printf, no need to write any body because the printf itself is taken as what? Incrementation place. And that's why after for loop, I kept a semicolon. Is that an error? If it is not an error, what is the output?
Sir, minus 10, minus 9, minus 8 like that up to 1, and then when it becomes 0, it will be false.
Very good. So therefore the output is minus 10, minus 9, 8, minus 7, minus 6, 5, minus 5, minus 4, minus 3, minus 2, minus 1. Then
Minus 1.
minus 1 తర్వాత ఏమైతుంది? Minus 1 plus
Zero.
increment
Zero.
0. So condition is directly receiving 0. ఇక్కడ direct values receive అవుతున్నాయమ్మా. For the in the place of condition, the condition is receiving direct values. So initial direct value is minus 10, which is placed in the place of condition, and minus 10 is a non-zero value. Therefore, it is true. Okay, it will go, sir. Body is not there. Null statement is there in the body. Increment will take place. So I before
Minus
that
9.
will be printed. So likewise, and that post incrementation ganka first time aitundi minus 10 will be placed for the printf statement. So it will print minus 10, and then increment will take place, which will become -9. So the process will continue. As a result, you will get an output P, which prints -10 to -1, and the time will come where I will become 0, and 0 is
False.
directly placed in the condition place, and condition has received the final answer as 0, and 0 is stands for false in the C language. As a result, it will not execute the body. Of course, the body is null statement, right? Then what about this one, sir? This time I'm using while. And that to post incrementation, amma, a hint I'm giving you here. In while I'm writing a condition, and condition is k plus plus less than 10. So post incrementation of k comparing with 10 less than 10. Then I'm using the continue statement within the if condition. Within the if condition, I'm using continue statement also. After continue, I'm also having a printf statement for printing the k value.
0, 1, 2, 3, sir.
0, 1, 2, 3. Any other answers? Actually, I have to give the options. Can you రెండింటిని నేను ఇది చేశాను నేను. So here A is an answer. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Sir,
Yes, sir.
Zero,
Someone
zero
said
less
that.
than 10. That condition is true. So 0 less than 4, it is short circuit. No, so we are using AND operation. That is true. So we can evaluate the second one also. 0 less than 9 is also true. Continue we kept, so it would be iterating until if condition becomes false, then only it comes out. So 4 less than 4, it comes out and it prints the value.
Yeah, continue. Remember that printf is not under the body of if, first of all. That continue statement is only the body of if condition. Printf is the body of while loop. So whenever a continue encountered, the control will never reach to printf. Rather, control will take to the condition. Ana? So let us see the evaluation of this one. K is equal to 0. Actually, తక్కువ values తీసుకుంటే బాగుంటుండే. Tracing లో లేట్ కాకుండా ఉంటుండే. Anyhow, K is equal to 0. Condition ఏమైతుందమ్మా? Anybody will you please tell me that how condition is going to be
0
verified?
less than 10, condition true, no, sir.
After
0 less than
condition,
10.
K will become 1. sir.
That's what I'm expecting. Yeah. First, K is equal to 0 is placed in the expression, and 0 is compared with the 10, not 1. After comparison, of course, K gets incremented.
1.
Okay. So which is 1? So now holding K is equal to 1 is important while it is getting to the body. So control when it is getting to the body, K is holding 1. 1 less than 4, condition is true.
Okay.
As someone specified that we should be careful about the short circuit
Short
evaluation.
circuit
We will go to the second condition. There it is also true because 1 is less than 9 also. As a result, because both the conditions are true, continue will encounter, and continue will not take the counter to reach to printf. So therefore, continue will take your counter to the condition itself. So printf execute kaada case. So then K is 1, 1 less than 10 is true. K gets incremented, which is 2.
2 less than 4.
So 2 less than 4, 2 less than 9, both are true, continue. Then 2 is placed, which is less than 10 true. K gets incremented to how much? 3.
3.
3 less than 4, 3 also less than 9, continue. Then comes, ఇక్కడ ఎక్కడ కూడా printf కాలేదు.
3
4.
less than 10 next.
Then 3 less than 10 true, K gets incremented to 4. Okay, so K
4
less than 4.
False.
Condition is false. So condition false ganka first false అయింది ganka second ది evaluate కానే కాదు. Therefore, overall condition is false. That's why continue will not be encountered. Now printf has got a chance to print. So what it will print? Body లోపలికి వచ్చినప్పుడు K ఎంత ఉండమ్మా? K was holding 4. So 4 will be printed. So from 4 it will continue up to what, sir? 10. Okay, Nama? So this is what about the output of this particular code. Now what about this one, sir? సో యానిమేషన్ నేను రెండింటికి పెట్టినట్టు అయిందమ్మా. నెక్స్ట్ టైం అది మిస్టేక్ కాకుండా చూడాలి. ఫస్ట్ ఆప్షన్స్ మీకు ఇస్తే మీరు ఇది చేయొచ్చు. ఆప్షన్ ఆన్సర్ రెండింటిని దాచేసిన. ఎనీహౌ టెల్ మీ వాట్ ఇస్ ద అవుట్పుట్ ఆఫ్ దిస్ వన్?
So we didn't declare n, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, assume that it is minus amma. Now let me check the answer first. Infinite loop it is showing. So timing, assume that it is num only. Minus minus n and rasan kada. Assume that it is minus minus num. Typographic error అనుకోని అది మైనస్ ఎన్ గదులు మైనస్ మైనస్ నమ్ అనుకోని చేయండి. చెప్పండి
సార్. అక్కడ మైనస్ మైనస్ డిక్రిమెంట్ అవుతుంది, అట్ ద సేమ్ టైం నమ్ అనే వాల్యూ ఇంక్రిమెంట్ అవుతుంది సార్.
Yes, amma.
2 times అవడం వల్ల వాల్యూ జీరోలోనే ఉంటుంది. సో ఎనీ టైమ్స్ రిపీట్ అయినా కానీ గ్రేటర్ దెన్ ఆర్ ఈక్వల్ టు 0 వస్తుంది. ఇట్ ఈస్ నాట్ డిక్రిమెంటింగ్, సో ఇట్ ఈస్ అన్ ఇన్ఫినిట్ లూప్.
Yes, amma. Right. Answer is A. Of course, I answer ప్రింట్ కూడా చేశాను. అది ఏమవుతుంది, లోపల డిక్రిమెంట్ చేస్తున్నాము, కండిషన్ చేయాలి, ఇంక్రిమెంట్ చేస్తున్నాము. సో ఇట్ విల్ బ్యాలెన్స్ టు 0 అగైన్. సో 0 is equal to 0 is always true. Therefore,
So it is getting infinite loop, sir.
Infinite loop. Now what about this one, amma? Now this time I'm mixing with operators also. Observe carefully. Post pre-increment loop, post increment loop, decrement loop, some what say assignment operator. So everything I'm using. And here in this first syntax, I didn't I kept initialization outside the for loop. The increment decrement statement also I kept it outside the loop. And after coming out of the loop here, not within the body, observe carefully, the printf I'm writing outside the for loop. So first of all, the for loop has to be stopped. So is your for loop is going to stop?
13579, sir.
నేను అందుకొరకు చెప్తున్నాను, మొత్తం వింటలేరు మీరు. printf complete బయట పెట్టిన, I didn't keep the printf statement within the for loop. Important observation. మీ కంటిన్యూ సిరీస్ అనేది ఎప్పుడు ప్రింట్ అవుతుందంటే ఇఫ్ యు ఆర్ కీపింగ్ యువర్ ఫైనల్ ఆన్సర్ is
5.
only one value is going to be printed. If so, what is the value?
1.
Now what is k plus plus? అది ప్రీ గానీ పోస్ట్ కానీ k gets incremented అవునా కదా? because we are not assigning that the resultant of post increment to any of the variables. So k itself will get affected. So k is incremented to 1 because of k plus plus. And k is equal to k into 2 అన్న టైప్ అయిందమ్మా. So what is k initially? 1. 1 into 2 is what? 2. And the 2 is decremented by 1.
Again 1, sir. K value.
So now k is set to 1. 1 less get into the body, k plus plus, it is 2. Am I right? K is 2 now. And k is equal to 2 into 2, 4. And
Again
4
decremented
minus
3.
3. So 3 less than or equal to 9 is again true. Get into the body of that particular one. 3
Yes,
plus
sir.
plus will become 4.
4
into
into 2, 8.
8. And minus
8 minus
k.
1, 7.
7. 7 less than 10.
579, sir.
So 7 gets incremented. It will come 8. And 8 into 2 is 16.
16 minus 1, 15. 15 will get printed.
15 printed.
Shall we see?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
15 is the answer. Because after that condition will become false. None of the 3 statements of the body is going to be executed. Rather, whatever the final value is the k was holding when the loop is stopped, that final k value only is going to be printed, because we didn't write printf statement as a body of the for. Rather, we kept the printf outside the loop here. Now what about this one, sir? First of all, I told you this syntax stands for infinite loop.
Infinite loop.
Now tell me the output of this. Again, I'm writing the printf outside the for loop. Remember.
5, sir.
5
Shall
to
we see?
infinity, sir.
Shall we see? Yeah, answer is 5. How it is, Amma? Can anyone?
Sir, initially k equal to 0.
Fine.
Then we'll enter into for loop. It is infinite.
Hmm.
Okay, we'll check the condition 0 plus plus,
Hmm.
which is not equal to 4.
Now, 0 to compare అవుతుందా లేకపోతే 0
1
increment
to
compare
compare.
అవుతుందా?
1, sir. It will be incremented.
With
It
zero,
will be
sir.
compared with 0, sir.
No, my question.
Zero.
It will compare with
Amma,
zero.
We'll compare with
Then
1.
it becomes 1.
I told you that when you are using these increments in an expression, then for the post increment or decrement, first to old value only will be replaced in the expression, and then increment will take place. So k is equal to 0 is compared with 4. Am I right?
Which is not true. Which is not
Which is
true.
not true.
We'll
So
continue.
continue రాసిన రాయకున్నా obviously control will go to the what's up for loop which is infinite again. Okay,
Till
but now 1 is compared with 4
no, false.
and k gets incremented to
3.
okay.
In the same way, 3, 4, sir.
Yeah,
5. When we get 5, which is not equal to 4,
yeah,
false.
yeah,
Break.
will come out of the
Will come out of the loop. Printf 5 will be printed, sir.
very good, very good, very good. You all people, if you are getting confused, just execute these things and analyze them properly. Okay, so let us take this as final, Amma. This is our final question today. I've taken two variables I and j. Remember, for loop I'm using, and as per the syntax I told you, it is an infinite loop. So only thing is that we have to wait for the break statement encounter. When the break statement is going to be encountered, is there any chance in the body that break is going to be executed? If not, then it will continuously execute the Stanley. I is 1. Initialization I is equal to 1 is outside the body. At the time of declaration, I have provided that I value to control the loop. If suppose assume that the loop is based on I, but the base we are indirectly controlling the loop with the help of j only, because break we are written it in if condition, and in if condition we are checking the condition with the help of the variable called j. So tell me the answer.
S, sir.
Yeah, Enama.
S. Only S letter, sir.
Only yes. It's a string, Amma. It's a printf statement. We are passing two parameters. So obviously the first string we didn't
Only
write
one.
percentile symbol.
Yes,
I
sir.
agree that we didn't write, but that will be executed as usual. So Stanley మొత్తమే print అవ్వాలి.
Okay, sir.
It's not a array, Amma. We are not using array.
Stanley.
Sir, one time. Only one time.
Infinite, sir.
Stanley one is going to
Stanley infinite, sir.
Infinite times, sir.
Infinite times, sir.
let
One
us see
time,
that.
sir.
Let us see. Stanley prints 10 times, Amma.
It would be printed 0 to 9 times, Stanley.
Yeah.
Because
Then
first I would be 1, J would we are giving here infinite loop. If I is 1 means if 1, so that the condition is true. So
it is
J
always
is
true.
so J is equal to minus minus I, that is 0. Initially J would be 0. So J 0 less than 10, so Stanley would be printed once, and then J plus plus means it would become 1. 1 less than 10. Then again Stanley would be printed. Again J would become 2. 2 less than 10. That is also true. Stanley would be printed. Again in the same way till 9 times it would be printed, and 10 less than 10 the condition would be false. It would be going to the else part and it would be baked. So it would be printed 0 to 9 times. That is 10 times Stanley would be printed.
కరెక్టా కాదా చేసి చెప్పండి. Of course, here I have said that answer is A.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes,
One
sir.
doubt. Sir, like once we complete the loop, it goes back to the for, right, sir? And
Yeah.
in that,
It is infinite loop.
Yes, it is infinite loop, and then first it will check if I, and
Yeah.
I is always one only, na sir, and
That's what.
then it comes to j, and j will always become minus minus I again, always it will be zero, then won't it be like infinite times?
Yeah, that's what. The girl what previously whatever that she explained it because of the answer is A, అది ప్రింట్ అయ్యి ఆమె చూసి ఇది ఏం చేసిందంటే she didn't concentrate on the J value. Okay, Amma? She simply concentrated on the J value. She didn't concentrate on that if condition to which we passed I is equal to 1, which is always true. Okay, Amma? Okay? So
Sir,
what
in
could be the answer then?
Sir, since
Sir,
I
since
is
I is
getting
I
sir,
am
I
coming.
I will get decremented, it will go to zero now, sir.
yes, sir. In second iteration, I
So
will.
if condition iteration it will be zero, so it will not get
So
it will
J
not go
J
to the
assign
second if.
J is reassigned to what?
zero.
Oh, first, one by one. Anyone, please explain once again completely.
Sir, like previously, int I equals to 1 and j is initialized. So it is an for is an infinite loop. We are checking that if I is
Good.
1, so it is true. J
Yeah.
equals to minus minus I, so it becomes 0. Now it
Fine.
checks if 0 is less than 10, true. It
Yeah.
prints Stanley, J becomes 1.
Good.
Then it goes to the starting of the for loop. Now for loop again it will check if I is the one only, so it is
No,
true,
No,
sir.
no. I is not one. You only told, na?
only zero, sir.
No
I
sir,
is zero.
right.
Avuna?
It
Yes,
will
sir.
get
I will
decremented.
not-
Sir, how I would be zero, sir? J value only we are initializing I value to J, no, sir. J will be changing, but not I.
The
Okay,
variable
but
I
what
will
about the
also
change of
change.
J?
Updated value.
I will also change.
Mama, let me explain. See, first if condition అనేది దాంట్లోనే కదా J ని మనం రీసెట్ చేస్తున్నాం మళ్ళీ అవునా and that resetting of the J value with minus minus y will take place whenever if receives any non-zero value.
Yes sir.
If receives any non-zero value, that thing takes place. So that we have to observe. అది ఎఫెక్ట్ లేదని కాదు బికాస్ J we are setting it. Important thing is that value of J we are setting with the help of that if only. We didn't set the J value outside the what's the loop here, like as how we initialize the I value. So I minus I is obviously zero. J is zero first time.
0, so it is false, so it
And I is how much?
comes down.
I is how much?
I is zero.
Now it is 0.
Zero. So taking J is equal to 0 and I is equal to 0, it will continue the flow. Oh no. So when it is going for the next flow, 0 less than or less than 10 is true. So it will print the Stanley. Then we are incrementing the J value.
Yes sir.
Now where the control will go? Control will go to the for loop. Oh no.
Yes sir.
So J how much it was holding?
Zero, sir.
2. And I it remained how much, Amma?
I remain zero, sir. And J
Very
is
good.
1.
So second time, the if condition, first if condition, which I is equal to if I is already 0, so therefore the body will not be executed. But whatever the previous execution J was holding, that it will take and it will compare. So what is the J value? Was
1.
holding 1. 1 less than 10.
True.
Okay, Stanley will be printed again. And J will become 2. But again, by taking J is equal to 2, it won't get any chance that internal if condition will reset. Internal if condition is holding I will not reset. So J remains 2 only. And first if condition inga gaadiga. Endukante I remains 0 only. Okay. So J2, by taking J is equal to 2, it will continue as usual. And the time will come where J will become 10. And 10 less than 10 is not true. So it will go to the else part. And in the else part, we have a break statement that breaks the infinite loop. So we come out of that. As a result, we see that Stanley is going to be printed how many times?
10 times, sir.
10 times.
Because J started from 0.
0 to 9.
Continue to 9. Okay. So that's what the answer actually. Thank you.
Yes sir.
We'll continue in the next class, Amma.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you sir.
Okay. Now tell me, Amma, one
Thank
of
you, sir.
you. Shall I take 2 more sessions on these loops? Because few more MCQs I have to have. I have to place. I have to
Yes,
test.
sir. We'll do it.
Yes,
And
sir.
Yes,
few
sir.
programs also we'll discuss, Amma.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Not only 2. If it is taking more, then we'll spend even 3 days also. No problem. Because purpose
Yes,
is
sir.
what required.
That's all.
Thank you.
Okay,
Okay, sir.
sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
Sir,
sir.
thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you everyone for involvement. Chandrika madam, are you there? Hello? Hello, Chandrika madam. Any other madam is present in the class? Hello, Chandrika madam.
Yes, sir. I'm here.
Sorry. Just I'm
Okay.
winding up class, Amma.
Yes, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, madam. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Girls, you join your mentoring links.
Okay, ma'am.